Hello, everyone. Sort of an unceremonious ending of that song there. So here's the plan. Hello, fellow architects, faithful followers to the stream. Here's what we're doing. I've decided that I'm going to restart the Swordmaster run. Here's the reason. I got 2/3 or so through the run on New Game Plus, and I was thinking to myself, now this run's pretty easy. And usually I don't care about that kind of thing, but this is a little too easy. So, and I thought to myself, maybe I could just see if I could play through the game, New Game 0. Maybe that would be more, make for a more interesting run. Because this is still, still the modded version of the game, with access to a number of key items and elements and stuff like that. So, like for example, the fast forward, even though it's a new game, will make going through the game again much less of a burden. And auto default. You don't have to worry about what's going on here because we just rushed through this. But yeah, the playthrough on New Game, even though the plan was originally to do the run on New Game Plus. It'll dodge there. Even though that was originally the plan, it wasn't really keeping my interest, which was funny because that's exactly how I did those runs back then. Back when I first played the game so many times before, but this time I want to do it differently. Starting with this beginning section. There we go. I did a sort of a practice run off streams to see, you know, if I wanted to finish the playthrough. The mods I started using to get all the key items and stuff have made the game more non-linear. I do have access to all of the equipment in the game as well at this point, but I can't equip it until every 7 star levels. So like there are 48 star levels I think per new game. And every 7 star level, like I can upgrade my equipment. So, because I don't want to be overpowered, right? That's kind of how the run will go. A modded run, but not a mod the game super easy necessarily. And yeah, still Swordmaster run rules apply. Run. I've unlocked all of the mod I have on gives me all key items. They're all here, all elements, and all equipment. So I basically have everything in the game, but I'm restricted right now. I can't like equip the Master Moon right now until I get 7 stars. Well, it's upgrade every 7 levels. So Master Moon will happen when I have like upgrade here to 7, 14, 21, 28, 35, 47. Like, I might not even get up that high. Same thing here as well with the mail. And for this run, I'm only going to allow the Dreamer Sarong, and only for, I think I'm only going to allow it for Sprig, so she can be useful. So starting with off with all the elements as well, but I am restricted to what I can use. Basic attack, again, rules apply like normal for these runs. Basic attacks are allowed, and item usage is allowed as well. And that includes the traps down there, Inferno and Volcano. Those are traps, and I consider those to be items. So. Which I think those will come in handy at some point later in the run. Yeah, basic cures apply as well are allowed, so that's why I'm allowing cure. Well, I've been playing for 5 minutes. So yeah, basic cures are allowed. I'm gonna mix up the usages of cure and heal, and I'm also allowing. I'm probably gonna actually put a revive right here, even though I don't have much use for it right now, and stick on something else here. How you doing, Airden? Good to see you. I'll mix up as I go along here. Some fights will actually be made easier if I use heal rather than cure, and cure rather than heal. That's just kind of the cool systems that are in this game. And I checked my equipment already, so yeah, we're good to go here. So is it? I tried watching you. You kept putting me to a Twitch channel. I exit Twitch and relog in order to see you. Really, that's weird. Yeah, I don't know. It usually just just goes to me whenever I start streaming. And I never see that problem on my end. So we're supposed to. So I have most of the the run memorized. Most of it, though. I still think I'm gonna miss up a few things. Doing well. Thanks for asking. How are you doing? Pretty well. I'm just a little tired. Pretty good. The Surge 2 came out today. I didn't even know it was that time already. So I need to get around to playing that at some point. But I kind of want to finish this run first, and then on Thursday, Code Vein comes out. So that's another Souls-like that I need to experience at least. So thanks to being a modded version of the game, we have access to all the key items. So that means we can use the Relief Charm as well as the Time Shifter. Very useful to have. So the way this game works, it's actually kind of interesting because there's a lot of systems in this game that aren't explained, and despite there being little parts of the game where there are tutorials, a lot of the systems aren't explained very well at all, which can be both a negative and a plus depending on the way you look at it. Because it means there's a lot more to to discover for yourself. So there's for example, the what fans of the game refer to as the action points. I have only 6 levels left to go in Borderlands 3, then I'll be max level. First time ever in any Borderlands game. Whoa, that's right. Congrats. Yeah, because you always restart your playthroughs. What are you gonna do then? What's your max level? Just restart again, I suppose, eh? So I'll be explaining action points in this playthrough. Basically, it's as I suspected. I never really had a mind to sort of analyze this part of the game, but there is actually sort of a hidden meter that ticks down when you take certain actions. To be fair, the national level is only 50 right now, where it's 70 in the others. And knowing, any RPG, right, it's probably gonna have, a progressively increasing amounts of experience points needed every level, so level 70 could be much higher than 50 Borderlands 3. Ah, that little corner always gets me. So, the way leveling up works, I still need to find out what the end game of the Borderlands 3 is, so I'll know what to do when I hit 50. Yeah, you're gonna look it up, or you're gonna figure it out for yourself. Of course, this is like the beginning of every RPG, right? Or the beginning of the game is just don't worry about anything. You just hit things and then they die. So. Yeah, there's basically a hidden meter in the game that's fans just refer to as action point meter. Enemies have different levels of, or different amounts of action points. Basically, every 7. Most monsters have 7. Basically, what that means is every 7 actions that you use, your opponent will get their turn, sort of. And I'll show that off with a couple bosses. A bit of both. I'll try to find out myself, but when that fails, because it will, I'll look online, of course. So yeah, you have to talk to Lena at the beginning of the game in order to trigger her to come here. If you just go to get the Chrono necklace and you just come here without talking to her, nothing will happen. You have to. This little dialogue bit here, saying you remember both times, will let you get Lena's level 7 tech much later in the game. But if you don't use her, then it's not a big deal. Just say you forgot. You don't. Lena is very good in the speed run because she has one of the higher magic attacks in the game. So you use her a lot. You use her, Marcy, and then. Yeah, her and Marcy using the speedrun, but also Marcy, and Riddell are all really good if you want to go magic build. All unskippable cutscenes, so you just let them play out. But yeah, the game that explains very little about how this combat actually works. You know, how when enemies attack, how you can know what they'll do. A lot of a learning curve about that. Even the stuff like field effects and innate elemental attributes on characters. All of which play a part in how much damage you deal and how much damage your opponent deals to you. That'll become, I think, because of how restricted I am. I know! That, like, opening cutscene in Borderlands 3 is super long, right? And unskippable. I don't know why. Oops. I mean, it's fine the first time through, right? But, come on. Yeah. After that first time, like... Get on with it. Yeah, I think because of the way how restricted the run is, there's so very few options in this game for Swordmaster run, which means that probably gonna see a lot of a lot of experimentation and a lot of want to get a chance to explain just how powerful field effects and characters who are different characters' innate elemental attributes are. You can go from taking almost no damage to getting like absolutely torn apart if you have the wrong field effects on the field. It's actually kind of a cool idea because it's like sometimes it's actually useful to use an element of a certain type, even if you don't actually want the benefits of that element. So like none of this matters for gameplay. So like if you know, the example I can think of is you're fighting Fire Dragon, and much later in the game we're gonna fight Fire Dragon, and that fight is very difficult if you don't manage how much red there is on the field. If you don't try and counter it with blue, you're gonna take a lot of damage. So in that circumstance, we're gonna use a lot of cures, and that's the way to do it, because the damage you take from his attacks is really absurd. Here's the first dungeon of the game. Very short. There's an electro bolt down there and a bone up here. Yep. We don't need any of that though, because we have everything, because we're playing a modded version of the game. You can see by the tags, this is a modded version. It makes the game more non-linear. So there are a couple times in the game where I'll be able to skip a boss fight or two if I want to. The way the game is designed though, it's not usually a very good idea to skip boss fights, because you only get level ups primarily through fighting bosses. So I'll probably won't skip a boss if I find it really insurmountable, given my restrictions. So that's cool, you know, being able to have that option to be a little more non-linear and skip a boss fight if I want. And then we're gonna say no to Kid this time. When she wants to join us, you can smash through all of this. And then in the fight with Salt Pepper and Karsh, if you do enough damage early on, you can actually skip their dialogue, because they have a lot of dialogue here. During the speed run, they're being really annoying. But beating up Salt first will like shorten the. I think at this point, actually doesn't matter what you do. You have to let it do stuff, don't you? It's a different fight. There you go. So you like right after this dialogue, you can kill him if you have the right elements and stuff like that, and fighting him properly. So you can kill him right now before he does anything, but we don't have that option, so we're gonna do this the hard way and hope that our cures are enough. We can't use Girl, because Girl doesn't have the right weapons equipped. He has a dagger. It's not very slashy, is it? So we're restricted to basically just sword M. Sword him. And I'm guarding twice, because every defend you use will give you one more stamina on the other characters in your party. Oh, there you go. I think I actually got him to. So that was one, right? But then if both of your guys, if everyone on your team guards, then that triggers the opponent to take a turn no matter what. But it also gives you a massive amount of stamina back. You can also, anytime you want, you can just switch between characters. As long as they have stamina to use an action. So the way action points work is I forget how many action points Karsh and all of them have. Probably be able to determine it better once he's dead. If I guard again, they'll attack again. You have to, yeah, if everyone team guards and your opponent gets a turn and then you just guard again, they'll take another action. It's just like the way you get stamina back quickly, but it leaves yourself open. Well, you are guarding, so that's good. This is going okay. There are very efficient ways of dealing with every enemy in the game, but we're not going to be using those strategies, unfortunately. Let me see here. So, Karsh's gonna attack here. So, basically, everything you do consumes an action point. This is all stuff that actually goes on behind the scenes under the hood of the game. But every action you do consumes an action point. The meter here. Oh, to my left here. 1, 2, and 3 are weak, medium, and fierce, or like weak, strong, and fierce attacks, and it shows their percentage to hit. And that corresponds to the number of action points it consumes. So you have a 1, 2, and a 3. Using an element, regardless of its level, consumes 1 action point. Defending consumes 1 action point. And so it's basically your enemy has a certain like speed stat that basically is calculated based on how many action points you get between their turns. But it's just done calculated via your action points. So I don't remember how much Karsh has in this fight, but it's like 1, 2, 3, 5, 7, 8, 9. 9? 9's a lot. 1, 2, 4, 5. And then if I do 6 here, on defend, it's gonna attack me anyway because we're all both defending. So knowing how to count the action points is really important for not getting yourself stuck in a corner. And of course, you have to know how fast your opponent is. How many action points it takes between each of his turns. I have 2 heals and a revive. So this is going to consume 1. Even though it consumes all of your... It consumes 7 stamina to use an element, it only costs 1 action point. And if I guard here, he'll attack because my other character is too tired to take an action. So we could recover stamina. There's a few strategies in the game for some of the harder boss fights that involve you intentionally exhausting your character and then having the opponent do an attack that will just recover all your stamina. Because if you're really in the red stamina wise, the game will like reward you with a lot of extra stamina when they're done attacking. So I didn't even need to heal there. It's still not a problem there. We're at 2 stars. That's good. So here's level ups, right? Level ups work. It's a little bit like an RNG. There's a lot of RNG in this game, actually. Once you know some of the mechanics. Every time you beat a boss, you get a level up. It can be somewhat random. It depends a little bit on who the character is, but for the most part, yeah. So what you want is you want to see those strength stats, those strength numbers go up for Surge, the main character. That's like his main stat a lot of times. He's using the swallow. But sometimes you don't get that, which makes the game harder. Every missed strength stat makes the game harder later on because you can't like get that level back. You just have to deal with it. And but the game is designed so that you can deal with missed strength scores. It's kind of what appeals to people. People find it appealing how games are a little bit different each playthrough. You know, even if you're not even challenging yourself like I am today. So here at this part, at least during the speed run, you don't want to accept Kid here because you don't. But it's very hard to say no to her sometimes because, like, if you're mashing, how about it? Perhaps it was fate. Down, refuse. 3 times you have to do this. Again. Thanks. The reason for this is because you don't want Kid, you want Lena. Lena is a much better character overall than Kid for the speedrun. Obviously your mileage may vary because that's the way RPGs are, right? Good RPGs at least. But Kid's abilities and her functions don't work as well for speedruns and things. Lena's magic attack is just high enough, high that you want dead. I'm not gonna be using her though, and then you also get Poshul as well. There's really no downside if you're trying to collect all the characters. There's no downside to saying no to Kid at that point because you can just get Kid in the next town. So. Character unlock in this area here with the short tooth necklace. There, but we don't need any of those. We're gonna be getting. We're gonna get Pierre probably. You don't need to go up to the excavation site because we have no need for what's up there. We have the bellflower because we have all the key items, and the dragon egg as well. I think is here. But the dragon egg, we don't even need that either because we're not using Draggy because he is not a sword user of any sort. This is another like tutorial fight. You fight Pepper and Salt. Depending on what path you take, you fight him 3 to 5 times. This playthrough will probably fight him 4 times because there's an optional fight that I can do with this build, and then you fight him 3 other times. Fight him 3 times normally, minimum of 3. And there's 2 optional fights. One is truly optional, the other one is down one of the 3 paths you take. Yeah, we're not much here. They're supposed to explain how elements work. You turn them black, so like now Surge's attacks are all black element. You can tell by the little the coloration on the Bushi. It's hard to explain what that is. Like when you hit him, he has like black outline on the slash. Tells you what element your attacks are. And that would cause your physical attacks to do more damage to white-aligned enemies. But, Right now, you guys are both yellow, so it doesn't really matter. Basically just using these guys to tank for me. Here for 60 is really good. Uh-oh. Run away. You can run from every boss fight in the game. There is only, probably with one exception, you run away from every boss fight. One... You just run away and heal up if you need to, do whatever, like refit your characters with whatever you need. That's very unfortunate targeting on my opponent's part. Yes, I'm, you know, my Sword M is now susceptible to weight attacks, but and also deals damage with black. The game has a lot of focus on the field effects in the top left corner. You might not think it doesn't really matter that much this early on, but it does definitely matter later. The damage that is dealt really ramps up depending on how much of the field is what color. Okay. Misses are really bad. That's good. I'm gonna revive, I think. So what a lot of times people will do is they'll use six of their 7 stamina, and the last stamina they might use an element. But there's a lot of ways to go about playing the game. I just want him to tank a little more. It's weird how their innate is yellow, see right next to me on the left, or on the right. But their attacks are red. Usually their attacks match their innate attribute. Go. So here's the unfortunate thing about fighting bosses, or killing a boss when a party member's down. Okay, there you go. That was a boss because we had a star level for it. A downed character at the end of a boss fight does not gain a star level, so they lose out on that level up. So there you go. I got strength. I'm happy with that. Usually you get HP and then strength, you know, and then either resistance, or usually resistance and HP, and then you either get strength or magic. But it's not always the case, like in this, like here. But yeah, I skipped over Lena because she's dead. So that's really, you do not want dead party members at the end of boss fights. Very unusual. For most games, you would think that you'd want to give the player a leg up if their party member has just barely survived. Like if you just barely survived a boss fight, you'd figure they'd want to give you a leg up, but no. So she is now like behind. But the way the game's designed is such a way in such a way that if you do miss level up, it's not the end of the world. It can be made up for in a lot of different ways. It's just good for, you know, in a speed run, you want to be doing as much damage as possible, right? So you want to be getting all the strength ups and all that. Lena dying there wouldn't help, because you want Lena to do damage. Oh, it's just so Kid storms off, and then you just go up here and trigger the next cutscene, scene. This will trigger the event to give you the option to take 3 paths into the Viper Manor. You either go up the cliff face stage, because it just comes back. Go up the cliff face, you go through the front gates, or you go through the forest. I'll take Kid just because she has more HP, I think. Doesn't matter because I'm replacing them anyway. What we want to do, because we are doing Swordmaster, we need someone who can do slashing damage. Out of the 3 options we have Nikki, who is like I guess like a bard sort of character. He's got a guitar. He's a blue innate, and then there's Guile, who's in the bar, and he's a black innate. And seen him a little bit already in the previous run that I did. But we're gonna pick Pierre. Go through the front door here. We're gonna go through the front door of that Viper Manor. He's right here. All you gotta do is talk to him. He'll say who he is, or like who he is, and all that. He wants to go to the Viper Manor, but he lost his medal. The medal he lost for access to the manor is right out here. This kid has it. He won't give it to you unless you've done the statue cutscene. And you get it. You return it to. Oops. He just repeats himself. You need to present him with the hero's charm or something. Where was it? Hero's medal. There it is. That's my medal. Okay, so he goes, okay, now that I found my medal, I can come with you. Now let's go. Doing this will bar you from getting Nikki and Guile. So in order to get a 100% file, you need to beat the game, I think, 3 or 4 times over. New game plus 3 or 4. Pierre's fine. Pierre is not a very good character. His stats are very below average, especially for a guy whose main deal is fighting. The only thing he has really going for him is he has high evasion. So that's nice, I guess. But as you can see here, like 12 strength, he got 5. He has less strength than Kid. I mean, Kid's like the thief character. So, but we're taking Pierre because he has a sword. He's a bad character until you equip him with the hero medal, which he already has. Yeah, hero medal. And then you also equip him with the hero shield, right here. And then you give him the hero's blade. Invokes hero power when combined with the hero's shield and medal. Yeah, you find the hero shields very soon. So there's that. Right in here actually is a really nice little trick for new players of the game. Right behind the staircase is the Profiteer purse. I mean, not people don't know about that, but if you go get that, and then you go to the smithy, she'll the woman at the counter here is like she mentions that I wish we had some iron, because that way we could sell you better weapons. You take the profiteer purse and you dismantle it for support iron, and you can make iron weapons, which is great because yeah, there it is. Do you have any iron? And that actually lets you skip an entire upgrade level. So like if you go here, here's all of our equipment, and it goes right to steel. So you can just skip copper and go right to steel, which is very good. Numbers in this game are very low, so it may look like, oh, it's only +5, right? Oh, it's +2% more hit rate. Oh, okay, that's not great. That's actually quite a bit in this game, because by the end of the game you have something. I think end game, if you're really decked out, you probably have Surge get like 80 strength, 75, 80 strength or something like that. So 5 strength is a big difference. Let's see. Maybe a little less than that. Maybe something like 70 strength. But anyway. So yeah, Pierre is terrible. His stats are very underleveled, but he stays terrible until you equip him all with those 3 pieces. You have the hero shield, the hero medal, and the hero blade. But if you look here at his stats, go here. Not here. Right, yeah, so, yeah, right here. Evasion percentage below the hit rate. We got 8 on Surge. Kids has 10. Okay, that's better than Surge. 29. Right? So you can really do like an evasion. It's kind of weird, but you can do a bit of an evasion tank kind of thing with Pierre. Especially if you equip him with the, I have it here. The Kung Fu shoes. Dancing shoes, Kung Fu shoes, or the winged shoes. I mean, that's just an insane amount of evasion. We're not doing that this time around. So even Pierre, as bad as he is not as bad as he could be. So that's kind of how a lot of the characters are. Every character kind of has their own little advantages and stuff. That's cool. I'm gonna do my first save here. Saving over this one. So what we're gonna do right now is equip him. His grid's not too bad. Pretty good at this point in the game, I guess. Same as equal with Surge. And I'm putting on these revives on a low level part of our grid, because I want quick access to these abilities. It's gonna be very useful to have them. And I'm gonna stick with heals. Having different sources of healing that are different elements can be very helpful. Sticking with that. Kid won't be able to do anything because I can't fight with her. So she's out. And I can fight with him. That's why I want Pierre above all else right now. Over Nikki and Guile. So again, want revives on low levels. This is kind of what I'm thinking about in terms of builds. Only allowed a very limited amount of spells. So heal, and heal. And we need 4 more stars to upgrade our equipment, which should be enough. Okay, they try and like shoot Pierre away, even with the hero medal. There's actually a hidden 4th option right here. It's just blank. It's not a glitch. If you click that, Pierre will try to like just charge the gate by himself, and or I think a bunch of cats will come out and like try to like distract the guards or something, and then you can just go through the gate, which is great. Except you have to fight 3 waves of guards, which is actually takes longer than just fighting the boss. Overall, at least. Yeah, we charge through. We fight these guys, and then we fight the boss fight after them. The thing is about Pierre can fight now. So what kind of damage is he gonna do? 2, 5 is a miss, and 2 again. Surge is 5, 13, 13. Oof. Keeping your members alive can be helpful, even if you're not even using them, just to distract for damage, as well as to defend for you and stuff like that. So, like, you know, if you defend with Kid, both characters get 1 stamina. So. So in the normal game, you get extra level for killing those guys too, so that's good. And you get another one right after this. 1 strength, that's good. The air getting 1 strength is also very good. Now here's what you want to do. Before, if you're taking the Pierre path, what you want to do is you want to switch Pierre to being in front before this boss fight. Because whoever's in front will end up in the middle of the 2 characters in the middle of battle. When that happens in this fight, which is okay. I should have probably actually put Kid in the middle in this case, but whoever's in the middle basically will be killed. It's part of the tutorial for this part of the game, I guess. Yeah. And then Salt will eventually raise Pierre. Now, if you're doing enough damage, you're doing enough DPS, you have like the steel swallow and the steel dagger and stuff. You can actually just attack catch up and do enough damage to trigger the phase 2 of the fight. But I don't think I can do that, so I'm gonna actually hit these guys first and then deal with catch up. Yeah, you're gonna revive Pierre. Now Kid, I should have put Kid in the middle because Kid, I'm not gonna be using Kid anyway. So, you know, having to heal Pierre is a hindrance. Surge's stats are generally very, very even. They're strong. He's strong all around, as you would expect, right? But the mod in this game allows me, the mod I put in the game allows me to switch him out, even though you're not supposed to be able to do that until New Game Plus. The attacking with Pierre is a bit of a risky thing because his damage is so low that using action points with him kind of a waste, you know? Defense down for me, attack up for Pepor is a bad situation. I think I might want to actually just stick with using attacks only with Urge with Sword M. was using action points there. There you go. So you don't have, when you do have damage to either pepper or salt, then this triggers this dialogue here. Do something. It's like, oh, what the? And it causes this attack, which will knock out both salt and pepper, even though they're not actually dead yet. Do the damage. Yeah. So this is why we have some revives here. Gonna go with heal. So the thing is, you know, even though you have charged elements, you want to make sure that you don't just use elements because you run out of stamina. But right now, Kid can't attack. I only have 1.2 stamina on Pierre, which is really 1. You can only ever use 1 stamina. 1, 2, 3 stamina, right? And defending there gives him 1 stamina, gives Sword M 1 stamina. If I have Pierre guard, points are being spent as I defend. He's pretty slow. Like 1, 2, 3. Whoops. Just counted. I did the wrong action there. 1, 3, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yeah, 11's pretty slow. But there is a variance as well, so even though fans of the game have been able to isolate a minimum amount of action points per turn on any given boss, that number can vary depending on the turn. But we've managed to isolate the minimums. 1, 3, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 23 at that time. Some bosses have very different variants of how many times they'll attack, right? So Ketchup is very slow. So the way that translates in this game's context is his variance is a lot wider. But as you just saw, that we came at 23 before he had his turn. 1, 2, 3, 4. Most bosses have 7 is the minimum. There are some bosses that are much faster than that. They have like 5, which just makes it hard to do good damage. You know, it's a way to sort of somewhat pin down what a boss is gonna be like, you know. And yes, whether you hit or miss, the action point still gets used up, so you count them even on misses. Everyone defended, so the opponent gets an immediate attack regardless of any other thing. Regardless of if you just attacked, you'll attack again if everyone guards. Now, if you flip to a character that you just use defend on, and defend again, that will not cause that attack to happen automatically. from the opponent. We got 5 stars now. Yeah, strength again. We have 14 strength at this point in the game. Is very good for Surge. What do there? Everyone's fully healed, and we're switch back to Surge. This is a turn yellow. There's the Sky Dragon. Nice foreshadowing. Way later in the game. What I have to do is not fight this guy if I can help it. It's usually, I mean, it is worth fighting some enemies, but usually only after right after a boss fight, like we just did. Most enemies after the first couple boss fights aren't worth fighting. There are sort of they're called mini star, like the community has dubbed them mini star levels that you can kind of get in between certain preset star levels. So like I think between star levels 28 and 29, if you fight 5 random encounters, then after the 5th battle you'll get a miniature level up similar to the level up that you'd get from the next star level. But it's all preset. That part of it is preset, which is surprising. This game loves RNG. This mini game is all preset as well. It's always the same. It's always 2, 3, 5, 1, 4, 2, 3, 5. You can do this mini game, do it like do up to 100 times. Option there for him to do it there. The reward's only an iron vest, which is it's good at this point in the game, but not worth doing that mini game, in my opinion. Two more bosses, and we get to upgrade our weapons and armor. Go back there to get the key to the front door. Where'd they go? What? I'm not sure. I'm actually not sure what was happening there. I think sometimes there can be only 3 here. I get 2 privates and 1 sergeant. A little unlucky here when it comes to how many there are. I'm gonna actually beat up the sergeant first. And again, I'm gonna just fight with Pierre just enough to get his element levels. As you noticed, it's like every time you hit somebody, you get that many element levels in your element grid. So it's like on a 1, now Pierre's level is 2. If Pierre had hit this hit, get 3 there. Go. They should run away. Just beat up your sergeant. You really only get really good returns on your stamina if everyone guards. When everyone guards. If you're in the deficit. You're in the red when everyone guards. So it's more guaranteed stamina recovery. So at the end of this fight, we should probably get, like, HP up or something. Like 1 HP, plus 1 HP to everybody. I shouldn't have guarded there. I should have switched characters. Oof. Good damage. And much like his physical stats, his magic stats are also very bad. So you see here, his heal plus 1 will heal for 32. Like, Surge's is already healing for 60 something. Oh, those misses. Unfortunate. Yeah. Attack her. Yeah, plus 3 HP. Plus 3, plus 1. Little HP ups, usually between levels. What the? I didn't even see that guy. Look. I was gonna fight these guys, but I'm not sure where he even was. So kind of like worried that if I run away, I'll just run to them again, and they'll just be really annoying. Yeah, numbers stay pretty small in this game. And as you can kind of tell by the way the UI looks, you can never get yourself beyond 999 HP. I think the sort of standard HP levels are like, for high HP character, like you get like 900, the 900s probably. 850s. Oh. I'm trying to decide when I should equip the Hero Blade, since I have it already. Yeah, let's... And, actually would probably be better off to equip the, if I can, equip the capsules, which are level 3, I think. things, like 3 items. I have another slot here for a revive. That on there. Yeah, they're 3, so that to be capsule. I don't really have anything for the 4th slot. No full revival, no holy healing. Those are too good. Panacea, maybe. Go Panacea, and then a, and a capsule. Ah, dang. I didn't really use the Panacea that much, but just in case. Next 2 boss fights could be a little tough. I don't know why I couldn't open the door last time. You can just sneak right past all that stuff and not fight anything at all. Just turn it. Doesn't matter what you turn it. You can never figure out the password the first time through. Sword levels here, or 1 levels. I guess I don't know. I could equip the Hero Blade right now. Depends on how good it is. It makes him pretty formidable last I checked, I think. I don't know if I want to do that quit with Pierre yet. Nice. Right, from here, we need the password for the door, so head in here. This is normally where you get the revive, is in the next room over. Go in here. The password. Go write it down before I forget. It's actually faster to let Glenn walk through the door first, and then walk through after he's through. So he'll like teleport to the other side of the room instead of having to walk all the way over there. Right on the wall. Away from it. Read the message on the wall. 5, 2. Okay. The number there can be between 0 and 9. And that's another example of where the speedrun could vary wildly, because you have to actually watch the thing turn. So if you manage to pull a 1-1, that's the fastest way, right? You need to go this way after you get the password. And here. So you need a password to get through here. What's the password? Password is nothing. Don't say anything here. Whisper of Silence. You may enter. If you get it wrong and pick one of the options, they fight you. So. This is where you can get the bronze sword, the bronze mail, and the hero shield. Can equip that now. Here. Yeah, with that equipped, you can actually get the Hero's Blade. Equip it at least. Build heroic powers when combined with the hero's shield and metal. Forget what the effect is though. Curious. Something good, I think. Aid. What is the effect of that sword, I wonder? Ah. Holy cow, it's actually really good. So, it actually has some monster attributes as well. So, attack plus 11. I don't know if it says 11, so 3 here. But evasion bonus, double critical hit rate, and improves his attacks as well. His meddlesome tech will not only heal him, but also increase his attack, defense, accuracy, magic attack, and magic defense by 20%. And his level 7 tech will also succeed. And I see. Okay. I don't know if I'm gonna use that just yet, even though I would be able to. There's one more thing I want to check. Bird. Venom. If there's anything too special here. Alright, so 9 different monster types, like I thought there were. Let's stick with what we got here and see how well we do. This is actually kind of a tough boss fight. I should have. Before I activate this, what I should do here. This is actually a good example of of why you need to be mindful of the field effect. My only healing I have equipped right now is heal, which is green. And the next boss fight here with these guys use green elements to attack with. So that means that, you know, if I use green heals, it's gonna keep the field green up at the top left. And doing that will make their magic attack do a lot of damage. Okay, in this case, it would be best if, let's see if I'm able to switch things out here. Yeah, I can. So, best to switch to a different source of healing. Here you want to go to cure. You at least have that at our disposal. And actually, we actually have some capsules to use, which is good because they're yellow. Yellow versus green are they're opposites. Using green will actually help us take less damage in our green attacks. Try that now. It was very nice about letting you know, start fights over again. So this is a good start for opening field effect here. We had 2 yellows and a blue. That's very good against these guys. We're gonna see some bush bashers coming out soon. Bushwhacker, bush basher. That's doing 27. Now, if I use another element, that's gonna push the yellow out of the ring, out of the effect of the field effect, and they're gonna be a blue, a green, and a blue. So it's actually gonna do more damage if I push the yellow out. That's going to have be a 1 blue on the field, so you want to do that. What I can do instead is use a capsule on Pierre, and that'll bring a yellow right into the first quadrant. There you go. That's sort of balancing out the damage that's going to be done to us, because we have a green, which increases their damage of their green element. The yellow will reduce the damage of the green element, so it'll do sort of more neutral damage. And that's the thing that you don't, like, you can get to the game without having to worry about any of this kind of stuff for the most part, right? But it really does help you not die. Like, that probably would have killed me. If I had like 2 greens on the field when that happened. Okay, because the capsules are gonna help. We had 2 yellows on the field now, so the attack should be fine. 53. I mean, it's still heavy damage, but 2 greens on the field. 64. Use the rest of my stamina from Pierre to get healing done and get a yellow one back on the field. Yep. Alright, this is going much better than the practice run. Very 7. Get the capsules going. Even that was a pushed element tower, so now I have to wait on the field. I'm not sure how many ability points or action points I have left. I can get 3 here. I can use the capsule again and get 2 yellow, 1 white on the field. Push out that green. Luckily, that was a very late in this boss fight poison, so that can be a very bad poison, but it's all right. Poison works similar to how action points work. So every action you take lowers HP by that amount of action points. Gonna go for the revive on Pierre. I'd like to have him for the next fight, for the next level up. I'm making him out of capsules. I am. Pushing the yellow out is a bad idea, so I'm gonna stick with that. Perfect. Poison persists after fights, but that's okay. Get right away. Level number 6. We got our strength. And strength for Pierre is good. Strength is our main focus for this playthrough for sure. We're mostly going to be just attacking physically. Immediately can just go. One's healthy. 1 more star level. You can open this cage with Pip in it if you want to get him to unlock him, but we're not going to be. I don't think you even need to do that. I think he just shows up on the SS Invincible. I think here, one of these doors has Karsh in it. So, thought I was far off on the side. Yeah, you never want to run in the middle of the carpet here because the will-o-wisp will drop down from the ceiling and attack you. I'm gonna fight them though because it is still worth fighting a few enemies after boss fights. When you like run into enemies a lot, then you're like, oh man, just stop. I'm not actually getting anything from fighting these guys, so just stop showing up, right? But right now it's good. It's okay. Dun, 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 dun. 1 HP, just for kid too. Brimstone usually leaves you with a burn. I believe burn doubles your or damage taken or something like this. Where's your defense? I think 5 and 2. To go in here, and this is Karsh's room. Yeah, so you go over this chest, open it up. Don't open that. Then don't. Rescue one, aren't you? No. So basically, if you try to open this chest 20 times, he'll give up and say, "Just take it." It's the Dragoon Gauntlet. It's a very, very, very good piece of gear. Pretty much kind of a neat little Easter egg, like a piece of treasure to find. Like you would never think that's what you had to do. Get that. But yeah, it gives you like I think 3 plus 3 strength or 2 strength. Dragoon Gauntlet. Yeah, 3 strength. This is really, really good. Not gonna be using that though. I want to show it off. Here. To Balthazar. Not to Marcy, then not to Balthazar. Now here actually is the opposite thing happening, where Marcy's blue, and I actually want to switch back to heal because I don't want to using blue heals while she's also blue. Like having a full blue field and casting Cure will like help me heal better, but it won't matter if she's like killing me with attacks. Oh, there's just dialogue there. This is like a tutorial dialogue. If you open the start menu, you can see the thing. And they're like, okay, oh, okay, sure. I'll try fighting her this without using the cures and see if the capsules are enough. I think they probably will be. I think her minimum is also 7 action points. 1, 3, 5. That's 3 right there. I think, right, that's another thing. At the start of a fight, they can have a different action points, a starting action point value. So, 5, 2, 4, 5, 7. 9. Red on the field is helping, is gonna help. Alright, Erden. Yeah. Take care. See you tomorrow. When you get her to low health, to critical health, she'll, I believe it's critical health, she'll do her ultimate, which is, in this case, is Ice Blast and Cat's Cradle. So then she just slaps you a bit. I don't want yellow, or I don't want blues on the field, so I'd make it full yellow. Ow, that misses though. I'm trying to anticipate the big attack coming. He's being very evasive today. Here's what happened with this. Cat's Cradle. Right, and then next turn, I think she'll use... Ice Blast. Nope. We'll do it shortly though. And 81%. Last one. Good old Slappy. Slaps McGee over here. Yeah, she's critical now. She's probably going to do Ice Blast now. Yep. Usually it's on 2 characters. And there's of course a way to beat her quickly before you even gets a chance to do anything. Oof. And you can also heal, like, beat her before she does that. That's her basic fight, though. Most enemies in the game have very straightforward AI. Oh, strength up. That's really good. No strength for Pierre. That's a shame. And you get the Ice Blast there. Most item drops in the game are work on a 90-10 split. Common items are 90% drops, 10% of the rare item. For the speedrun, you actually do want the Ice Blast. So getting the unlucky drop, getting the rare drop is actually a bad thing. And that was alright. We didn't need to switch out our loadout at all. So we got 7 stars, which means we can upgrade our stuff to copper and bronze. There. Don't want to do that yet. Upgrade our stuff. It's good timing too, because we're about to go fight Lynx. And we're gonna be taking the don't save kid route because we want Glenn. these two guards. Three, I guess, in this case. Flash. And some HPs. And you don't actually have to fight these portal geists here. These guys are called portal geists. You just hit the door when they close their eyes, and you walk through the door without having to fight them. Fight shadow links, false links. Boss fight number 8. And you know, him being dark alignment, dark or black alignment. Do extra damage to him. He does extra damage to Surge. Crit. Sir, DPS. Damage there. Let's see. I forget what abilities he has in this fight. I think he's got a Nostrum that he uses that you can skip that part of his fight. Three. And 10 right there. Oh, that miss. So here, now everyone's, the only person that has stamina left is Kit. I can't use Kit, so if I guard, he will immediately attack. Oh wait, Pierre will get a stamina back, right? So that means that if I guard with him, then he'll attack. Heal back to Kid. Again. He used anti-white because I used a white element against him. He's programmed to do that. To use a white element attack on him. Okay, because I was not even planning on using anything. So yeah, no, there's no string. 200 HP. You can totally skip that, him using that, if you just do enough damage before he does it. But it's about the DPS, I don't really have that. We have 2 black on the field, so damage might be a problem. He did heal for 200, so he's back to being healthy boy. Good evasion from Pierre there. Not for much longer, though. Up. Two black on the field. Man, so many missed attacks. Left over here. Should be good. Full yellow field. Black's all gone. There's a way to, yeah, there's a way to count sort of like the damage done to him until just before he starts to use no strum and all that, and then you just dash and slash him. You know, with enough damage, you can just kill him, and he won't trigger the AI to do anything. Like any silliness like that. No strength. Oh well. We got lucky on the strength ups so far. Shadow. Cutscene. So actually, so far, the run's been going a little easier than the first sort of practice run I did off stream. That's good. It's gonna be a pretty straightforward playthrough. It's gonna be much in terms of usage of elements. It's gonna be just basic cures, basic attacks mostly. Not really any abilities in the game that fit the Swordmaster. Well, there are some. There are a handful that sort of fit the Swordmaster build criteria. Dash and slash is one, right? Glide hook, X strike, and then later on Z slash. Much later on will be Z slash. I can get the Chrono Cross to work. Briggs zone. X Strike's coming very shortly. All the footsteps. Pretty convenient that the not save kid route, which just cuts out a chunk of the game. It doesn't even really. It's not even really a like go to a totally different route of the game. It's like literally you just do a side quest to save kid, and then you just go back to the main quest anyway. Convenient that not saving kid also gets you one of the best party members in the game, which is Glenn. And it's also convenient that when you're mashing here, you can actually just mash right through the part where he's like, what should we do? We just levers on top, so you can just mash it through it. Ew. All comes in, she kind of does her thing. I don't know if you guys can see that, but Harl's like model is still kind of there. He's just semi-transparent. Game. Very interesting thing. You know, the game is modded so that I have all the key items, even though so I already have. And he's like, yeah, give me that amulet. You're not leaving with this astral amulet. But I actually have it still, so I can actually go back to the beach with the boat. Even though I took this route where I shouldn't have the astral amulet, I can actually still teleport other worlds. Now, when you do that, I've tried this before. When you do that, the game will immediately assume that you're on the path where you didn't save kid. But even though you haven't progressed any further in the story, if you go there and try to save Rasley, for example, Rasley's already dead. The flag for whether she lived or died is not later on in the game. It happens right now. So because I didn't choose to save kid, Rasley's now the flag for Rasley being dead is on. Okay, it's programmed. Similar thing happens later on in the game as well, with the Fiddler Crab and Garai. Have I ever used the frames? The frames out? Really care much about that. Go see the shaman first. Okay. Dun dun. Bum bum bum. You give out the shaman, and then you can go Termina. You go to Termina. You go to the front door, the front entrance. Hear the cutscene with Glenn. Go back. I'll show you again. Go for a while, Glenn comes up and he says, "Hey, I need to borrow a boat." So I think, thankfully, is the default option there. Alright, so now we got Glenn. Now we have 3 usual party members. Sure. Bronze, which is copper. This is where we should be. We got 23 attack, 13 strength, 20 attack, 16. Okay. And elements. Bum, ba-dum, bum, bum. The grid's also not very good. Bum, bum, bum. Bar. And a fantasy. Okay. Let's go. That way is the tool. This is right away. I'm not sure if this counts as a boss fight. when we get a star level. Hopefully, this time I should get star levels from all the boss fights that I should. Weird that she's using the light stuff. Photon beam. You get moon glasses for doing this fight, though, so we get star level. Photon beam. I see. This is all optional. Go. Hey. I think I can just move on to the ghost ship now. I wanted to see if Harl give me a level. Figured not, but maybe. Okay. So. Power's in. So, the ghost ship. Dungeon. Dun, dun. There's 3 fights in this area that you can skip, running away. One's coming up right here. This sequence is a little long. It's a lot shorter if you know how to do and how to avoid all the fights. So this one you run away from. And you'd figure, you know, you just fight them, like, just fight them. Actually, the piece of dialogue here for when you run away. What? They're not really enough opponents for you. So, most bosses have dialogue for when you run away. So this one you have to fight. Holly really stinks. She's really tough. Her flap attack does so much damage. But I think she also has she's very slow as well. Red and 8. You know, using the blue here is good. Flap is just absolutely deadly. 97. 45. I'm gonna use these cures to help us save off the damage from these flaps. As you can see, she is very slow, but it's just when she does attack, the flap is incredibly powerful. Probably will kill him. Here's a blue heal. No. X strike because we don't want right on the field. '84. Yeah, here's how where the flow of the game really starts to be like, better get those elements down, right? Makes the damage so much more reasonable. '71, which I think Pierre took a 141 difference in damage. Let's go capsule. There you go. That's a lot easier with the cure spam. Was I supposed to get a star level for that? I didn't. All the runs I've seen in the game give star levels after Polly and I think this fight, don't they? I don't get it. I understand a lot about the game, but none of it's still a mystery to me. Yeah, that's actually good because that actually puts the red on the field, which doesn't help him. Oh. Reds and a yellow is pretty good. Fine. I don't want blues, so I'll stick with the yellow. Yellow heal. Let's see. Yes, yeah, get rid of that poison. Two. Oh, if he has 6 HP left, I think I might die, maybe? He's frozen, so... I could use a Panacea on him. Heal him. Freeze. Five. Got him. Ouch. I didn't know he knew that move. Go. So I gotta start all over this, right? No. So I don't know why I only have 9 here. Like the speed runs that I've seen, you get one for beating Polly and another one for beating Fargo, so I don't know why. I'll have to look up why I'm not getting star levels for those guys. Fight number 2 you can run away from. And actually have the game just continue on, even though it doesn't make sense to continue on. Like you're surrounded, you're in a corner, you're in a room, and they just leave. Yeah, there's no reason to worry about it. All right, well, guys, I think it's getting a little late for me. It was a late start the stream tonight, but yeah, I think we're gonna have to call it. I'll be back on Friday with either more of this or possibly, you know, Code Veins coming out on Thursday, so maybe I'll go through the playthrough of that. We'll see, but yeah, I'll try to be back on Friday. Take care, guys. See you next time.